CNN during the break is covering Bigfoot caught on tape. Talk about shoddy journalism and stage stunts. They do this every single day. We're countering them with our own operation. Charlie Sheen calling on the activists of America to come out for 9/11 truth, to come out against the war, to come out against the secret arrest, the police state, all of it. In fact, I want to air, coming up a few minutes from our 2006 interview with Charlie Sheen. Then I'm going to read 20 minutes with the president and open the phones up next hour. But let's go ahead now and re-air a minute and a half of the interview I did with Charlie Sheen, an audio interview a few weeks ago. And then again, there's a video interview I did a week and a half ago, and then live interviews with him coming up as well tomorrow and on Friday. But right now, let's go ahead and go back to the clip where he explains the letter. Here it is, Charlie Sheen.
Charlie, it's great to be here with you. Appreciate you doing this interview.
Likewise, Alex. Thank you.
Why, after 3 years of silence concerning 9/11, are you now speaking up? And why have you written this public letter that you've now published?
Well, Alex, I wrote this letter for two reasons. Firstly, I wanted to create a public document specifically rooted in fact. If anybody dares question that, I would encourage those people to scrutinize it, to research it. The truth is unchanging, Alex, as we both know. The only aspect of this piece that had to be manufactured were the president's words. Everything else will withstand the critical assault I'm more than prepared to endure. And secondly, this is our first new president since 9/11, and consequently his first 9/11 anniversary in office. Enough stonewalling, enough media manipulation, enough media mantra speak. The families deserve better, Alex. America deserves better. I mean, come on. Come on, people. The 9/11 Commission report is a blatant work of manipulation, secrecy, and fiction. Come on, the time is now. Demand the truth. I personally cannot stand idly by any longer and pretend like a new investigation is just going to fall out of the heavens right into our Congress. We have to take action. We have to stand as one. We must insist that our new president deliver on his promises.
All right, Charlie Sheen, and he is asking you, he's going public, he's asking for a meeting with the president. He wrote an article with the facts in it of what he believes that meeting might be like. And 20 minutes with the president, get it out to everybody, and the article, Charlie Sheen requests meeting with Obama over 9/11 cover-up. It's up to you. The ball is in your court, ladies and gentlemen. The establishment will try to divert, distract, turn all their armies of COINTELPRO people loose. That's because they're scared of this information. And this is only the opening salvo, okay? And for the mainstream media calling, yes, Charlie Sheen wrote the letter. He wrote the piece. And you just heard Charlie Sheen saying that right there. The media will even try to deny that Charlie Sheen even wrote that letter. That appears to be one of the spins that they are putting out, which is what we expected. And look for all sorts of, I mean, if they threaten to arrest Mark Cuban over this behind the scenes, just talking about putting out Loose Change Final Cut with me, Charlie, and the Loose Change guys, God knows what they'll try here. We know we're going into a very, very serious storm here. But we're doing it because no pain, no gain. Fortune favors the bold, and the fortune we want is liberty and freedom for our children and our children's children for our future. Now, I've got some media I need to talk to, and we're working on some other issues. While I do that for 5 minutes, we're going to play this Glenn Beck piece. I was stunned by how good it was last night when I saw it. It's up on Infowars.com, showing you the fake right wing, how Beck comes in and says he's anti-New World Order, but then at key areas, at key points, he supports the banker takeover, bailout. He says arrest patriots. He badmouths Ron Paul. And it's got some clips showing Napolitano, who's got a much better record of actually being a patriot than Glenn Beck does. And I guess that's why Napolitano, they kind of keep him on the internet for Fox TV and occasionally fills in for Beck. So I want to play this clip. We'll see what Glenn Beck does with this Charlie Sheen situation. Then we're going to cue up that 2006 interview with Charlie Sheen and play a little bit of that. And then coming up 20 minutes with the president. So here is the video titled Glenn Beck is a neocon, not a libertarian. Here it is.
The Patriot Act is the most dastardly direct assault on human liberty and on guaranteed rights in the Constitution that the Congress ever enacted since the Alien and Sedition Acts 200 years earlier.
All efforts by the government to bail out private industry are unconstitutional. The reasons are profound. They're grounded in the Constitution.
I'm a dope. I'm a rodeo clown. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I believe so deeply in our Constitution. I was for the Patriot Act. You know that I am actually a libertarian at heart. I think the bailout is the right thing to do. I believe so deeply in our Constitution. I was for the Patriot Act. You know that I am actually a libertarian at heart. The $700 billion that you're hearing about now is not only, I believe, necessary, it is also not nearly enough.
There was one guy last year that was Ron Paul. When you were on CNN, you would act like he was kind of crazy, kooky guy. And
I still act like he's crazy, kooky guy.
Well,
the Ron Paul Revolution. I think it's meant to be a catchy slogan, but I fear some of his fringe supporters are taking the word revolution too literally.
Hey, Glenn, real quick, how did you and your network benefit from associating Ron Paul supporters with domestic terrorism?
When you were escorted out after asking him your question, Glenn Beck stopped, turned to the crowd, and started applauding.
What you're about to hear is the fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
The man has total credence when it comes to the economy. The man does not necessarily have credence when it comes to the war on terror.
And Tim there suggests that we think of the economy, but not in foreign policy. You can't do that. They're one and the same. That's where all the money's going.
If you've seen any of the stuff that Glenn Beck has been doing,
he is, on occasion is a demagogue.
To religious fanatics that are decapitating people. Does Hitler come to mind? For the love of our children. And they are preparing a Holocaust, the second Holocaust.
He has been pretty discourteous.
What you're about to hear is the fusion of entertainment and enlightenment.
Earlier today, I had the opportunity to sit down in the Oval Office with the President of the United States. President Bush is a man who personally feels the pain of every lost soldier. I can tell you that the President has incredible passion and resolve.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere.
That is the real story tonight. Back in a minute.
Neocon, not libertarian. I just wanted to get that out there. Now, obviously, folks, I'm not going to just cover 20 minutes with the president and Charlie Sheen today, though more of that's coming up. This is the type of news we have in our stack. From being called kooks just a few years ago to now, question a doctor, lose your child, Times of London, same thing happening in the United States. If your daughter dies or gets paralyzed from the Gardasil shot, even though they admit it's killing and paralyzing people, the CPS then comes and takes your other children. That's what they were told. Labor's secret plan to send overweight children to NHS fat camps, taking your kids to raise them in the dormitories. UN wants new global currency to replace dollar. London Telegraph, open announcement. We told you this. This is what Fall of the Republic, my new film coming out October 21st, is all about. See, global currency, world government, the very bankers that engineered the Ponzi scheme setting this up. Eco nanny state. Nancy Pelosi, every aspect of our lives will be subjected to an inventory. Remember that? France mulls CO2 taxes on citizens. A bunch of other European countries, Germany's environment minister says, you will pay a carbon tax on everything you do. A national ID card will be used to track everything you do. I told you that a decade ago because Club of Rome said it. German government advisor, again, proposes personal CO2 budget for everyone on planet. Michael Moore says capitalism is evil, says new Michael Moore film, a guy that's worth $400 million. See, the big banks are the monopoly men. They want socialism and communism for you. They take your wealth and then suck it offshore. That is just some of what's coming up today. Again, you just heard the live, first time, aired here live on the radio. We just played that interview I did with Charlie Sheen. Live interviews with him actually on via the phone coming up in the next few days. more of the taped interviews, the videotape interviews, that's all coming up. But I wanted to bring people back because I got a bunch of emails this morning saying, Charlie Sheen didn't write this letter. You don't know Charlie Sheen. People forget that he went public for 9/11 Truth on this show 3 years ago in 2006. And he was at the big C-SPAN event we did in L.A. and spoke on stage. So, yes, Charlie Sheen wrote this. Yes, it's done to get the most amount of attention in the context of an interview with the president, to bring people into it, to read it, to see, to make it interesting to read, to then read all the facts and links that are in it. So, yes, the mainstream media calling. Yes, you can call Charlie Sheen's publicist. This is real. Charlie Sheen wrote this. Okay, let's go ahead now and go to a little bit of montages of the interview I did with Charlie Sheen and some of the CNN clips. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen.